we are at the beginning of an economic boom. Again, we saw it in the GDP growth rates in Q3 and Q4 last year, over 4% Q3, over 5% Q4. We just had a January job report where the economy added 172,000 new private sector jobs. This blew away the expectation, which was around 70,000. At the same time, the government shed 42,000 jobs. The net of this was to bring the unemployment rate down to 4.3%. So I remember a few months ago, J-Cal, you were wringing your hands about the fact that the unemployment rate had ticked up. Well, now it's back down. And you're seeing a lot of jobs being created in construction, especially non-residential construction. Has to do with the data centers, the AI boom that's going on. 33,000 new construction jobs in January. You've seen in President Trump's second term, you've had 615,000 new private sector jobs have been created, while, again, like we talked about, over 300,000 government jobs have been cut, which increases the productivity of the economy, and it does what Secretary Besant says, which is re-privatize the economy. So I just think that the overall economic news is really good. Again, we have this AI boom going on. There's a new chart showing that the CapEx for this year that's expected just from the 4 leading hyperscalers is $600 billion, just from 4 companies. That's a roughly 2% tailwind to GDP growth right there. That is just the CapEx. That doesn't include all the ROI that you might get from that infrastructure on the software side, on the application side, the productivity side. So we have a boom going on, and I feel like everyone's kind of blackpilling about this. They're focusing on this CBO report that has unrealistically low growth rates.
We're going to print 6%.
Right, or they're doom scrolling about Epstein or what have you. And I just think when we look back on this period, it could end up being a little bit like the late 90s. Remember when we had, we look back on the late 90s, we're like, wow, we had like phenomenal economic growth.
Golden age. Yeah.
Golden age, economic
labor
boom,
participation
the internet.
Zero debt.
Too.
Right, but
Zero
if you
debt.
remember what politics were like at that time period, all anyone talked about was whether Bill Clinton got a blowjob from Lewinsky. So my point is just, again, I'm not sure we're focused on the right things. I suspect we'll look back on this time period as the beginning of a new golden age.
I agree.
I think you're correct.